Hello everyone. Myself Dr. Rashmi Gupta, guest lecturer, Computer Science Department, Pandit Sundarlal Sarma Open University, Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. Today we are going to start our journey into one of the most powerful and widely used programming language in the world, in the C++. This session is titled with Basic of C++. Or we can say that, or we study here how we structured or how we write the program in C++. We will understand here the foundation of C++. Actually, the C++ or at the end of the session, you will clearly understand what C++ is, what are the structure of C++, what are the basic input and output operators, variables and data types, return statement and functions. So let us begin with the first slide. Introduction to C++. As we know that C++ is generally purpose programming language developed by the Jarne Stroustrup in 1985. It is actually an extension of the C language. That is why it is also called with C++ or C with classes in the beginning, and later it was called C++. It supports the object-oriented programming, procedure programming, and used in to develop the software development, game development, operating systems, embedded systems. Many modern applications and high-performance systems are also built using C++. So now the question arises here, why should we learn C++? First, it builds a strong foundation in programming. Second, it is widely used in competitive programming. Third, it is used in operating system and embedded system, or we can say that low level system access. Fourth, it offers the high performance and speed. And finally, it teaches the core object-oriented programming concept like encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism. These are the four pillars of the C++, as we already taught in the previous video lectures. So learning C++ makes your program base very strong. So let us study how we develop the C++ program in different editors and what are their basic components or sections behind the C++ program. So before starting, let me discuss the features of C++. Again, just I already told in previous lectures, their features are it is object oriented, it is platform independent, it supports the pointers concept, memory management is very easy, fast execution, it's a standard or it's having the various libraries, input output library, standard library, utility library, maths functions, all this using all this we just developed an efficient program here. And it is case sensitive. That means case sensitive means small and capital letters are different variables. So this is very important in C++. Now here we start or we move for the most important program, that is structure of the C++ program. A C++ program contains the document sections. In document section we include the comments part. Second is the link section. We just use the different directives, header files, or just link with the different input output library functions, etc. Third is the namespace standard declaration, that is declared using the namespace std. And fourth, that is main part, main function. That is the entry point, because all the statements and program are actually written from in the main programs or main functions, and all the functions are called from here. And last, that is return functions. So this is the structure of the C++ programming. This is the header file, that is hash include iostream. This is the header file using namespace standard. This is the standard namespace. Int main is the main functions. Then after we start the curly braces, and in between the curly braces we declared the variable. Expressions are also here. Various output inputs are declared, and finally return statement are there. All these declarations are in main functions. Now here we see the simple C++ program that prints the hello world. That is the main program. Already told you that the execution start from main program. Cout is used to print the output screen, and returns shows the end of the program. So hash include iostream. Then after the next standard using namespace standard, int main, that is the main function, and cout hello. So this is the simplest program in the C++. That means return 0 indicates the successfully execution of the program. Now header files and namespace. A header file is a file that contains the declaration of the functions, classes, variables and macros that can be used in other C++ files. It usually has the extension .h in previous, but now we are not using the .h. Instead we directly write iostream or write any header files. Header files actually it provides the built-in functionalities. For example, iostream, it is used for input output, math for mathematical functions, string for string handling. So these are all the various header files. Just it used to provide, or we can say that it is a built-in functions. So why we use the header files? Header files helps to share the code between the different files or multiple files. It declares the function before using them. That means we just declared before the main functions. It organizes the large program, and it is also used to standard library features. If we want to use the different library features, then we must include all the library files. Namespace here. Namespace using it write, we write using the namespace std. In C++, namespace standard or std is used to organize and avoid the name conflicts for the standard library. What is std here? Std is the standard namespace that contains all the C++ standard library features such as cout, cin, string, vector, map, algorithm, etc. So without this we would write to if we are not want to write the standard namespace, then we have to write std cout and std cin every time. So to avoid the competitive writing, we just use the namespace standard. That means namespace helps to avoid writing std again and again. Now main functions. Main functions, every C++ program must have the main functions. We already seen in the previous slide that what main functions in every functions or every statement must begin from here, and every functions is called from the main function, and or we can say that it is the entry point. So here we see the example single line, and for comments we are using the single line comment or for multi-line comment. For single line comment we just simply use the double slash, and for multi-line comment we use the slash and asterisk in both sides. That means before starting any comment and after ending the comment. So this is comments we can use. Comments are not for running, it's only just shows that what our programs do, and they are simply ignored by the compiler. We simply write the comments to improve the readability and helps in debugging. Now, what are the variables and data types? In the previous video lecture, we already told in detail ki what are data types and what is variable. So let me discuss again one short view what is variables and what is data type. Variables are nothing but it is a container that stores the data. And before using any variable, we must declare it. Example here, age. Suppose we take an age is equal to 10, 20. So age is an integer type data. And for float, if we suppose we just declared any variable in decimal point, suppose x is equal to 2.85, then we declared the x is equal to float. And double is used for last decimal, last type of decimal. Characters is used for the single characters. Double is used for if decimals, if we want in double precision values. And string is used for the text value. So data type defines what type of data we are storing and we are using in our program. Now output operator. This operator is also called the insertion operator. It is used with cout. Here example is there, that means cout insertion operator. Welcome to C++. And this is used to take or to print the output. So insertion, it is used, or we can say that it is used to display the output on the screen. Cascading operators. Cascading, that means we are just means chaining. Instead of writing the multiple cout statement for printing the multiple output, we combine them and write in by using the insertion operator again and again, and just we write the variable, what the variable we want to print the output. It makes the code shorter and cleaner. Here we see the example. Cascading, that means we are using double insertion many times what the variable we want to print. And similarly for input also, cascading input, we just write the cascading input for we write the multiple operators here. Input operator, this is called the extraction operator. Cout is used for cout operator is called the insertion operator, and cin, the operator used with cin, it is called the extraction operator. Cin, here we see that cin a, that means it takes the input from the users and stores in the variable a. Here we declared a here as an integer type, and by writing cin extraction operator a, it takes the value and store in the a. We also written in the chain form, that is multiple input operator, cin extraction a, again extraction b. So here it takes the output of a and b both value and store in the variable a and b. This allows the multiple input in one line. So it also reduces the code length and improves the readability. Now return statement is what? It ends the function. Every main is having the return. In main, if its returns are there, that means return 0 is there, that means it successfully execution the program. Functions can also returns the value also. Instead of 0, if it returns the value, that means it gives the certain output and certain result. Suppose here int add a int, here we declared the parameters, two type parameters are there, int a and int b, and return a plus b, that means it returns the sum. So every functions are having some return values, or if not having a return value, that it simply returns the 0. Now it is a complete, let me take an example of complete program of adding the two numbers. Just see here. This is the preprocessor directives. Again, we say that already told you that. Then after the main functions, here we declare the two variables, and one sum is used to store the output. Cout is used to take the input from the users, and Cout is used to display the output into the screen, and cin is used to take the input from the users, and some variable is used to store the addition of two values, to store the addition of two value, that is a plus b, and again sum is used to display the output on the screen. That means, and return 0, that means the successfully execution of the program. That means this program combines all the basic variables: input, output, operators, return statement. So here we see that there is a complete program. So all type of operators and various, this is the basic structures, and all types of declarations are here. Now the important rules, or what are the key takeaway in C++. First, C++ is case sensitive. Every statement end with the semicolon. Comments ignored by the compiler. That means the compilers are not for running. Use them for, we just use the comments part in a single line or a multi-line comments. It's just improve the readability, and it is used for debugging, easy for debugging. Main is compulsory for output and input or cascading chain operators. And so the structure, the basic structure is essential part for all the C++ program. Either we write the small programs or for write the big programs. So this is very extremely point. So before concluding, let me emphasize some things important. Just I revise all things. Programming is not about memorizing the syntax. It is about the understanding the logic. If your logic is strong, you can write the program easily. You can debug the error easily. You can build the real application programs. So C++ gives the control over memory. It teaches how the computer controls the internally. And let me summarize. C++ was, as we told you, it is developed by Jarvis Stroustrup. It supports the object oriented. We learn the program structures. We understand the input and what are the input operators, output operators, and we saw the complete working programs. So strong basics leads to advanced complete. And let me explain the again some other concepts and coming with you next video lectures. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.